good here, and I'm going to bring you a routine for aerial yoga. So any of you guys that have a hammock at home, let's work out together. So let's start in bucket position. So open up your hammock, use all the fabric here. I like to fan it out like a sail on a sailboat. And then gather up a few handfuls, and then tuck your elbows in, hop into your hammock. And let's take a back bend together. A nice, easy back bend. Reach up behind you, slide down your spine. And then let's open up our heart, our chest, clasp your hands underneath you, and then just enjoy this back bend. Or some of you may want to come into bow. Reaching back, one foot's available, maybe 2 feet. Gentle back bend. To start the class off, open up our heart, open our body. Back bending keeps us young, so I try to do this at least once a day. Take 2 more breaths just for you. And gently release your feet. Grab up onto your hammock if you want to. Kick your heels into the fabric. Open back up. Maybe your hands reach your mat. Maybe you spin around. And then eventually just bringing yourself back up. Slowly, surely kick your feet out, and we'll just hang. Let's go into an easy seated twist, crossing our right knee over our left. Bring your shoulders in. Left hand goes on your right knee, and then extend out to the back with your right hand. Maybe you look back at that hand and open up wider, twisting from your core. Just a gentle detoxifying twist. Inhale, reach back up. Uncross your knees. Recross left over right. Grab your left knee with your right hand. Extend your left hand to the back of the room. Open up, twisting from your core. On an inhale, reaching up, uncrossing your knees, forward fold. Just let your shoulders grab onto the hammock. Shake your neck out. Should feel great. And then inhale, rise up and hop out of your hammock onto your mat. Let's go through some yoga stretches using our hammock. The cool thing about the hammock is that you can get further into stretches, which is what I like. It's a great extension from my mat yoga practice. Let's start with your right ankle in the fabric. And then you can hold on if you need to or want to, but just forward folding over this leg. Opening up the hamstring. Try to hold each of these for at least 10 seconds, allowing the body to open up. You can release the hammock. Maybe shake your hands out, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your neck. Always breathing, even when you're holding these stretches. Keep the inhale and exhales going. You'll lift up gradually. Let's bring the fabric right underneath our knee. Open up our hip flexors, leaning to the front. Just pressing through those left toes. It's one of my favorite stretches. Bring yourself back up to center. Before we move to the other side, let's do one more stretch. The hammock goes back to your ankle. Flip your toes towards your mat. Come into dancer pose. So I'm going to make a little adjustment. Stay right underneath your equipment here, your hammock, to help with your balance. And then just exhaling, find your dancer. elbows are coming to the front. Beautiful. Gently release out of dancer. And then bring your right foot back to the front. And then release it from the hammock. Let's put our left foot in, do all of that on the left side. Just opening up the body, maintaining our flexibility. Forward fold over your left leg. Deep breaths. Start to feel your hamstring release. Maybe you let go of the hammock. Relax your neck, relax your jaw. On an inhale, rise up. Bring the fabric right behind your knee. Open up your right hip flexor. Maybe you let go of the fabric a little bit if you're trusting your balance. Of course we do. Always working toward more, but using what we have. Yourself back to center. One last thing. Bring your fabric back to your ankle. Let's find dancer on this side. Lifting that back leg. Looking up, always looking up. Little back bend. Keeps us young. Gently coming out of your dancer pose. Bring your left foot all the way around and release it from your hammock. How are we doing? Take a body scan, make sure you're feeling good, and let's move on. So holding the fabric like backpack, right here on your thoracic spine, and both gently lying on your shoulders, forward fold. Shake out your whole upper body. Let's separate our feet a little bit and then just sway side to side, left and right, shaking out any tension that you may have brought to the practice today. And then let's set an intention today for this practice for growth. So it's the new year. We're all trying to improve who we are. If we're loving where we are at, we just want to get more of it. We want to make things better any way we can. So let's just set an intention for growth. We'll learn something new and expand. So bring yourself into chair. Sinking your hips down. You still have the fabric around you. I'm going to turn to the side for a visual. I like to bring my hands up to the fabric, and then let's just lift the right leg. Point as you go up. Flex as you come down. Little conditioning on the lower body. We're just going to do 10. You can pause the video and do more if you want to. Pointing the toes as you lift. Flexing the foot as you go down. Do your set. Come back to chair. Move to the other side. Inhaling and exhaling throughout the whole thing. Engaging your core. Feeling all the muscles heat up now. The aerial hammock is great for conditioning and flexibility. Last one. Back to chair. Pull yourself up, and let's move on to our first inversion. So let's use the fabric like a rope to do our forward inversion. So low and tight across your hips like this. Press down pretty firmly because you're going to have all of your body weight on this eventually. Lift up on your tippy toes. Take a step forward. Hands go down first, feet go out wide. Let's just hang here for a little bit. Lock your toes in, back to front. And then maybe walk your hands out to the front of your mat and open up that front body. I feel that all the way from my hips, all the way up to my chest. Feels wonderful. If you have tight abs, this one feels amazing. You can stay here as long as you need. And release your hands and walk back to center. Grab your elbows and just hang. Weightlessness. Feel that. Totally protected. So being inverted like this helps so many parts of your health. Your blood and oxygen are just recirculating, detoxifying. Your joints are getting a little bit of a break from gravity. Your entire skeletal system is expanding. I could stay here forever. But let's unwrap. Try to find a hip balance. So here, one hand comes back, maybe two. Airplane arms. And if you lose your balance, guess what? You can come down, come back up. Strengthen your back. You can do a few of these. Your head shouldn't touch the mat. Do a few. Come back down to your mat. Awesome. Grab a sip of water if you need to. There's something about the aerial practice that just makes me thirsty all the time. And then when you're ready, let's do a backward inversion. So same thing, low and tight across your hips. Thumbs are touching my hips, all my fingers are on the outside. Lean into it. Go wide. Lock your toes in. And just relax, feeling your spine elongate. You never have to let go of your mat if you don't want to. It feels really good to just cross your elbows, cross your arms. And so let's do a handstand. Press your heels up to the ceiling. Press your palms onto your mat. Just try to get to this place where you feel weightlessness. That means all of your body's aligned where it should. And then engage your leg muscles. And you're hanging a little bit higher. Beautiful. Just stay here for a moment. Then you'll start to feel your leg muscles heat up. You're working your entire lower body. Stay here as long as you like. And then when you're done, just slide your feet down. Let's do one climb before we close today. Reach up above your feet as quick as you can. Bring your knees together and then climb up to floating straddle. Open up your feet wide, and when you're done, grab onto the right side of your hammock. Lean in with your left shoulder. Let the fabric lock behind your knee. And you're in gazelle. Stretching in an inversion. Maybe you grab your back foot, little quad stretch. You can spin around if you like spinning. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Awesome, and when you've had enough, go wide and then come down to your mat and take a moment, take a breather. If you feel any dizziness while you're practicing aerial yoga, totally normal. Your body's going to get more comfortable with the practice as you go. But for now, grab a sip of water and maybe take a breather before you go back upside down. I like to come into bucket, which is where we started class, or cocoon. I'll show you those as a reminder right now. Here's bucket. You reach up above your head, kick the fabric underneath your heels, cover your head for cocoon. I like to close out my practices in cocoon with just a few moments of gratitude for what I have, the blessings I have. Most importantly, that we get to practice aerial yoga. When you've had enough, just kick your feet back out, pull yourself back up to bucket. Thank you so much for practicing with me from where you're at today. I hope you'll come back and see me soon on your aerial hammock. Take care, guys.